Welcome to A Blessing a Day. I am delighted to have you here as together we embark on a journey of faith and reflection. Today, we dive deep into the heart of our readings, where God reaches out to us, calling us to recognize His presence in the most extraordinary ways. As we explore the burning bush in Exodus and the simplicity of faith in the Gospel of Matthew, let us open our hearts and minds to receive a blessing today that will spark inspiration and guide us throughout our lives. In today's first reading from the book of Exodus, we meet Moses, the humble shepherd, tending the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro. Imagine the scene, a vast desert landscape, the quiet of nature interrupted only by the gentle bleating of sheep. Yet, in this mundane moment, God chose to reveal His glory through a remarkable sight, a bush that burned without being consumed. This was not just any burning bush, it was an encounter with the divine. As Moses approached, curiosity drove him near. This was no ordinary sight. God called him by name. Moses! Moses! This personal call to Moses reminds us that God knows each of us intimately and calls us by name too. Consider, dear viewers, how often we find ourselves walking through the deserts of our own lives, tending to the ordinary, and yet missing the extraordinary around us. Each day, God presents us with opportunities to encounter Him, to listen to His voice, asking us to draw nearer. In this encounter, we learn something crucial. Our sandals, the trappings of our everyday existence, must be cast aside as we stand on holy ground. God reveals to Moses His identity. I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. He is the God who remembers, who sees the suffering of His people, and who acts. For us, this is a reminder that God is deeply aware of our struggles, our challenges, and He invites us into His divine mission. Like Moses, we may feel unqualified or unsure. Who am I? We may ask. But God answers, I will be with you. What a profound reassurance. We are never alone in our journey. He accompanies us every step of the way. Now, reflect on the passage from the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus expresses profound gratitude to the Father, stating that the truth has been hidden from the wise and learned, but revealed to the childlike. This echoes a beautiful theme. God's wisdom is accessible not through intellectual prowess, but through the simplicity of hearts open to love and trust. The childlike spirit is not about being naive. Rather, it exemplifies a disposition of faith, wonder, and humility. It embraces the reality that we often miss God's voice amidst our complexity. How can we cultivate a childlike faith in our lives today? Perhaps we can start by practicing gratitude, acknowledging the smallest blessings, and recognizing God's presence around us. Each morning holds the potential for new encounters with divine grace, just like Moses discovered at that bush. Ask yourself, what burning bushes are present in your life? What signs of God's presence might you be overlooking? Saint Teresa of Avila once said, "Prayer is an act of love." These words invite us to look beyond the immediate and engage in prayer, not merely as a ritual, but as a loving conversation with our Father. Through this practice, we celebrate our childlike faith, entrusting our lives into His care, remembering that our God is a God who calls, who reveals, and who leads. As we ponder these truths today, let God's call resonate in your heart. He is inviting you to something extraordinary. Embrace that call. Step onto the holy ground where you stand. Cast aside your fears and let God's presence light your path. Remember, His grace is sufficient for you, for His strength is made perfect in weakness. So, as we conclude our time together today, I encourage you all to open your hearts and respond to His call, be it in small gestures of kindness, acts of service, or quiet moments of prayer. And as you reflect on today's message, may you continue to seek God's presence in your daily life. Let us close in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for calling us by name, for inviting us into your divine mission. Help us to recognize the moments where we are standing on holy ground and grant us the courage to respond to your call. May we live with childlike faith, trusting in your everlasting presence. Bless each person watching today, fill them with peace, and guide their hearts to seek you. If this message resonated with you, please take a moment to subscribe to A Blessing a Day and share this video with someone who might need to hear it. Together, let's spread God's love and grace throughout the world. Until next time, may God bless you and keep you in His loving embrace.